too analytical with the game itself.
Streaming is confirmed. Recording is confirmed. Good. Of course, it's like most explosives.
She might be, I mean, we might be less.
Have a good game, everyone.
Let's see what happens.
You're always a tad less optimistic than me.
Not careful.
Always. Always.
This mic up here above you is live.
Fellow baseball fans, welcome to Vintage Pro Stadium for the first time this year for Barrie Baycats baseball. Tonight's Baycats exhibition game features the visiting Thornhill Reds and your Barrie Baycats. I'm Patrick Melbourne from the Baycats media team. We'll hear from Ken Doyle in a little bit, but first here are the starting lineups. First for the Thornhill Reds, managed by Nolan Revin. Batting first, the center fielder, number 8, Travis Batts. Batting second, the shortstop, number 15, Zach Lamprea. Batting third, the right fielder, number 12, Jonas Press. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 9, Warren Kember. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 4, Patrick Orr. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 5, Brendan Colley. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 1, Harrison Lamprea. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 23, Mitchell Sadowski. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 10, Arhenis Paz. Pitching for the Thornhill Reds this afternoon, number 32, Mackenzie Major. And now, the starting lineup for your Barrie Baycats, managed by Josh Matlow. Batting first, the shortstop, number 14, Owen Jansen. Batting second, the second baseman, number 4, Starlin Rodriguez. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 27, Ryan Rio. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 51, Christian Kazemka. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 8, Brentfee Infante. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 34, James Anderson. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 40, Josh Timmons. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 44, Tyler Plumpton. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 47, Brad McQuinn. On behalf of the Barrie Baycats tonight, number 37, Christian Mullen. The umpires for today's game, the home plate umpire is Preston Hughes, the first base umpire is Brian Jackson, and the third base umpire is Don Michelle. Fans, if you could please rise, if you are able to, and kindly remove your hats for the singing of the Canadian national anthem.
afternoon and a very happy Saturday to one and all. Welcome to Vintage Throne Stadium in the township of Springwater. Today, preseason baseball as the Intercounty Baseball League's Barrie Baycats take the field for the first time here in 2023 in this exhibition matchup against the AAA senior Thornhill Reds. Hello again, everyone. I'm Ben Davy. Joining me on the broadcast today is Julius Hern, and Julius will be part of our broadcast team not only here at home on our Baycats TV productions, but also on our online radio feed for road games this season with Patrick Melbourne. Julius, welcome to Season 1. For you, what we hope will be many years of having you here covering the Baycats here with us for the fans and viewers and listeners.
Thank you very much, Ben. I'm really excited to get started, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the Baycats really make a strong push to get further in the playoffs this year. Upset last year by Toronto in the quarters, but they really feel like they got a great group this year.
Well, you'll be happy to know there are no rookie initiations in sports broadcasting, at least none I had to go through. So other than the occasional coffee run, we'll send you down around the 6th or 7th inning for that. But I'm sure you'll enjoy the fun of being here and being a part of these games. So let's give you the starting lineup today. First for the visiting Thornhill Reds under manager Nolan Revin. It's Travis Batts, the center fielder, leading off. Zach Lamprea, the shortstop, bats second. Jonas Press is in right field, batting third. Cleanup man is Warren Kembert. He's the first baseman. Catcher Patrick Orr bats in the number 5 spot. It's Brendan Colley, the former Baycat, at third base today, batting 6th. Harrison Lamprea is the DH, batting 7th. Mitch Sadovsky in left field, batting 8th. And Arhenis Paz, the number 9 hitter, at second base today for the Thornhill Reds.
And the starting pitcher today for the Baycats is number 37, Christian Mullen, making his second stint start with the Baycats, having previously pitched in 2021. Really looking to bolster himself on the starting rotation this year.
Leading off for the Reds, center fielder.
Home plate umpire today is Preston Hughes. Ryan Jackson behind the bag at first, and it's Don Michelle at third base tonight. 3-man crew for the umpires here this afternoon at Vintage Throne Stadium as Travis Batts steps to the plate. Left-handed hitter to face Christian Mullen, who is in his second stint with the Baycats, and Christian is going to join us up here in the broadcast booth in the third inning. Batts waggles the bat as Mullen delivers the first pitch of the game, and it's lined into center field, and that is a base hit. Batts' first pitch swinging. He's aboard with the game's first hit on the game's first pitch at 4:06 this afternoon on this beautiful Saturday afternoon at Vintage Throne Stadium. So a base hit for Batts, and Lamprea, the shortstop, comes to the plate. One pitch, one hit for the Reds. You may remember last year the Reds got on the board early off starter Evan Souls that afternoon. A 2-0 lead after a half an inning. And they'll try to strike early again here today as Zach Lamprea is up with a 1-0 count. Batts with a big lead at first, and he draws a throw. We'll give you the defense for the Baycats in just a moment here as Mullen comes set. And the delivery is low and in the dirt. Count 2-1. Jonas Press, the right fielder, is on deck. Batts with the lead at first. Here's the pitch from Mullen, and it skips past the catcher to the backstop, and down to second is Travis Batts. Runner in scoring position here with nobody out. And a 3-0 count to Zach Lamprea. Batts dancing around the bag, has the lead at second. Here's the pitch from Mullen, and ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Zach Lamprea. Let's give you the defense here this afternoon for the Barrie Baycats.
Right fielder, number 12, Jonas Press.
In left field for the Baycats is James Anderson, and center Brad McQuinn. In right field, Christian Kazemka. At third base today, Branfi Infante. Owen Jansen at shortstop. Starlin Rodriguez gets the start at second base, and Josh Tibbetts at first. And the battery today is Christian Mullen and Tyler Plumpton.
Mullen really struggling early on here, has not thrown a strike. He's behind Press here 1-0 after the 4-pitch walk to Zach Lamprea. 2 on, nobody out. Finally gets a called strike there on the outside part of the plate. It's 1-1.
Try to follow
Red scored twice in the top of the first here a year ago in this exhibition matchup, and it was Paz and Press both scoring for an early 2-0 lead for Thornhill. That one's to the backstop as well. And the runners advance 90 feet. That's to third, Lamprey to second. First base open now, still nobody out in the top of the first inning. Mullen gets the sign from Plumpton, comes set. The leg kick in the 2-1, and that's low and away, ball 3. Christian Mullen really struggled in his Baycats debut 2 years ago against the Brantford Red Sox in Brantford. Had a very difficult top of the first inning and couldn't get out of it, but settled down later on. There's a fastball, high heater, and it's a strike, 3-1. 3-2 now. The count is full to Press. But Mullen bounced back from that difficult debut in 2021 and actually had a pretty good season here for the Baycats when all was said and done. Ball 4 to the backstop, takes a high hop, Plumpton looks for it, and the first run of the game comes in as Travis Batts scores the game's first run for Thornhill.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a mound visit here from Plumpton. A really wild start here for Mullen.
Number 9, Warren Kember.
So it's a walk to Press, Lamprey to third, runners on the corners, nobody out, and that's exactly what happens here, Julius, as Plumpton comes out, just offers a couple of words of encouragement to the Baycat right-hander. Just to try clear his head a little bit here and maybe get a ground ball, get a double play, just get a couple of outs here to get some momentum behind him. It's 1-0 Reds here in the top of the first inning. Runners lead, here's the pitch. High and away, ball 1. Third straight batter that Mullen has fallen behind after the first pitch single by Travis Batts to start the game. Lamprey at third, Press at first. Mullen from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Curveball, couldn't get it across the plate. It's 2-0. Middle infield at double play depth, Jansen and Rodriguez. Here's the pitch. Gets the corner for a strike, and it's 2-1. Starlin Rodriguez, another Baycat, back for his second stint with the team. We'll talk a lot about him, I'm sure, throughout today's game and throughout the season. That one misses high, 3-1. Mullen really struggling here, falling behind. 3 straight Reds in a row in this top of the first inning. 3-1 pitch. Called strike, and it's 3-2. So back-to-back full counts here. Mullen only expected to work 1 inning here this afternoon. Emilis Guerrero will be out to work the second for Josh Matlow. And it's a swing and a miss, strike 3. First out of the ball game as Kember goes down on strikes.
That was a great readjustment from Mullen. It takes a lot of mental energy to really get yourself back in a groove after, how wild start that he's had so far.
Well, that's kind of been the story of his career, at least here in Barrie. Julius, you hit the nail on the head there. As I mentioned, the shaky start he had in 2021 against the Brantford Red Sox and settled down after that tough outing. But here in this first inning, struggling early, but a big strikeout to Kember. And let's see what happens here with 1 away. The Reds showing a lot of patience here with Mullen laboring out there on the mound. 1-0 the count here to catcher Patrick Orr. Lamprey at third, Press at first. And Press draws a throw, and he's out! Josh Tibbetts with the tag. And a big pickoff for Christian Mullen. How about that? Suddenly this inning starting to look a little bit better for the Baycat right-hander.
That's a real big boost for Mullen. Getting a guy out on the bases really calms the pitcher down. It's a lot of stress having someone on the base path.
1-0 pitch is high, 2 balls, no strikes. Lower ahead in the count here. Reds won this game last year 12-11. It was a slugfest. in the inaugural exhibition matchup between the Reds and the Baycats. Swing and a miss. Back with a fastball, and it's 2-1. Baycat fans will recognize the man on deck when he comes to the plate. Third baseman Brendan Colley. He's a big part of last year's club here in Barrie. Now a member of the Thornhill Reds. Swing and a foul tip. 2-2, and now Mullen 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. So suddenly things starting to look a little bit more optimistic here for the Baycats. After a very shaky start to this inning, Mullen now 1 strike away from getting out of it. Comes set, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. The pitch to Orr. Called strike 3. What a great piece of pitching by Christian Mullen after giving up the game's first run. He keeps the damage minimal, and it's a 1-0 Reds lead after half an inning here on Baycats TV.
Leading off for the first Baycats at-bat of the spring, shortstop number 14, Owen Jansen.
Starting pitcher for the Reds today is number 32, Mackenzie Major.
Major, the right-hander, will adjust his cap as Jansen sets in. And here's his first pitch of the afternoon. Long wind-up in the delivery, misses low and in, ball 1. Very comfortable afternoon for baseball. Not too warm, bright sunny sky. Temperature may drop slightly as we head through the ball game, but the grass is looking great. As green as I've seen it for an opening day or an preseason exhibition game such as is the case today. Of course, we had a ton of rain last week and now several days of nice sunny weather to dry out the surface. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Owen Jansen. The pitch from Mackenzie Major. Breaking pitch just misses. A little low, 2 balls and a strike. Thursday night, the Baycats had an open workout, and I asked James Anderson how the field conditions were, and he agreed. The grass is excellent. The dirt pretty much perfect, he said. However, the surface itself is quite lumpy out in the outfield. They had some very unusual bounces out there on Thursday night, and I saw one bouncer at shortstop. We were watching a little bit of infield Julius as we were here Thursday night, and there was one ball that I saw at short, looked like it hit a springboard. So some very unpredictable hops out there. It's just a matter of getting that, getting the rollers out there, I guess, to make sure that surface is in its usual excellent condition for the season opener here on Thursday next week. Pitch is a strike. Looked like it might have been low and in, but Jansen frozen at the plate. And Mackenzie Major starts off with a strikeout here to open the bottom of the first inning. And here's Starlin Rodriguez, and longtime Baycat fans will remember him, Mr. Bat Flip, as he became affectionately known after a YouTube video went viral when he hit a walk-off home run here at Vintage Throne Stadium several years ago. And first pitch swinging, skies this to center field. And a long run over for the center fielder. He can't quite come up with it. And the ball is brought back into the infield, so that's a hit there for Rodriguez in his first at bat as a Baycat.
Ryan Rio.
And that'll be ruled a hit, so the Baycats' first hit of the afternoon goes to Starlin Rodriguez. Center fielder out there was Travis Batts. Made a good effort. That ball just didn't quite hang up long enough for him to get there in time.
Those plays are really the toughest when you're really trying to come in on a ball and you don't really catch it right away off the bat. It can really be hard to readjust.
Ryan Rio, the designated hitter, will bat with a man on here and one away. We'll give you the defense for the Reds here following this at bat. Rio takes a pitch, and he's ahead in the count here, 2-0. What a season Ryan Rio had, 34 games, one of the most reliable Baycats again last season, hit .304 after a very slow start last year. Really caught fire after about a month or so. And he was by far and away the best player, Julius, for the Baycats in the playoffs last year against the Toronto Maple Leafs, hitting 3 home runs. Baycats lost 3 straight, an unfortunate first-round playoff exit, but Ryan Rio, a big offensive threat, and the hit and run is on, and it's a base hit to left field. Holding at second is Rodriguez, so 2 on, 1 out here, and it brings cleanup man Christian Kuzemka to the plate. Let's give you the defense here for the Thornhill Reds.
Right fielder number 51, Christian Kuzemka.
In left today for the Thornhill Reds is Mitch Sadovsky, in center Travis Batts, in right is Jonas Press. At third base today is Brendan Colley. Zach Lampreia is at short. Arhemis Paz is at second base with Warren Kembert at first, and the batter today is Mackenzie Major pitching and Patrick Orr behind the plate.
And a rookie Baycat in the cleanup spot here today. It's Christian Kuzemka, the right fielder. And it's a 1-0 count to him to start things off. Very special welcome to Thornhill viewers today. Lots of them here in Midhurst watching the Reds with us in person, and also many, I'm sure, logging onto Baycats TV to enjoy the broadcast here at home. This one lined into the center field for a base hit. And Andrew White puts up the stop sign. The runners will hold a perfect throw to home plate by Travis Batts, and the bases are loaded.
Third baseman number 8, Ricky Infante.
It was actually kind of a smart play by Batts there. I don't think he thought that he could get it on without it bouncing. You know, kind of holding up and letting it bounce so he can get it on one hop, and made a great throw to home right there.
Oh, Rodriguez has speed. We know that. And Batts throwing a perfect strike to make sure Rodriguez didn't even think about trying. Andrew White saw how quickly Batts came out with that ball and made the right call, holding the runner. So the bases are loaded here. There's 1 out. And Branfy Infante to the plate. And a first pitch strike from Major. Back-to-back-to-back singles here. Rodriguez, Rio, and Kuzemka. And now Mackenzie Major trying to pitch out of the jam and keep the damage minimal. Gets the corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. Infante last season, 17 games, hit .222 for the Baycats. Righty-righty matchup, and the pitch misses outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Left fielder James Anderson is on deck. A little bit of a breeze here this afternoon. It's blowing in right now. It was slightly blowing out earlier at game time, but now the wind has shifted a little bit. It is blowing from right to left as usual. That one in the dirt, and it's blocked by the catcher, Patrick Orr. This is really perfect baseball weather. If you like to just sit outside and soak up the sun, I don't know about you, Julius, but I prefer these games here in May where the humidity isn't really quite as sweltering as it will be, in July and August.
It really doesn't get better than this, Ben.
2-2, strike 3. Froze Infante, and there's 2 down. 2 strikeouts in the inning here for Mackenzie Major, Jansen, and Infante. And now here's James Anderson.
Number 34, James Anderson.
Well, just as Christian Mullen struggled for Barrie in the top of the first, Mackenzie Major looking to keep the damage minimal here as well. He's got the bases loaded, but 2 out now. And Anderson will try to keep this inning alive and get Barrie on the board. 1-0 Thornhill. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch from Major. And it's high, ball 1.
The difference between Major here and I think Mullen in the top of the first is I think Major is leaving a little bit more hanging over the plate, and that's the Baycats are really taking advantage of it.
Baycats came here to swing the bats this afternoon, no question about it. Rodriguez was up there first pitch swinging, as was Kuzemka, singling on his first pitch as a member of the Barrie Baycats in this exhibition game. Anderson with a 1-1 count here with 2 away. Mackenzie Major at the belt, the leg kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And now Major a strike away from getting the Reds off the field here. 1-0 lead. Major to Anderson. And he checked his swing. They're going to appeal at first. He did not go, and the count is 2-2. Scott Hutchinson from Global Coin Solutions is going to be up here in the broadcast booth to chat with us in a second, and he'll talk about something really cool that they're doing here at the ballpark this afternoon that I know fans will want to be a part of not only today but throughout the season. Find out more about that in a moment. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's hit sharply to left field. It's a base hit. Baycats get their first run of the afternoon as Starlin Rodriguez comes in to score, and it's an RBI single for James Anderson.
First baseman, number 40, Joshua Tibbetts.
Josh Tibbetts will get his first at-bat as a member of the Barrie Baycats. We talked to Josh on Thursday evening here for the open workout, media night. Always a great chance to get to know the new players that we hadn't talked to prior to this season. And Tibbetts, a Barrie native, really excited to be suiting up for the Baycats, a team that he's watched a lot over the years, and now finds himself wearing their uniform and expected to be a big part of this 2023 team.
And not only that, I think everyone on the team is really excited to have him. This guy can really play.
The inside joke with Tibbetts is that he's the Shohei Ohtani of the Baycats this season, as he's a position player, but also apparently a very good pitcher. We're going to find out, I'm sure, as the season unfolds. But he's expected to log some innings for Josh Matlow on the mound this year as well, as kind of platooning at first in DH with Ryan Rio. So that'll be a good tandem, I'm sure. Foul tip, and the count is 1-2. Rio at third, Kuzemka at second, and Anderson at first. 1-1 tie as the Baycats tie the game up on a RBI single by James Anderson to bring in Starlin Rodriguez. Rio clapping his hands at third base, urging Tibbetts to come through here. The big hit, 1-2 count, 2 out. And again, Major 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Baycats looking to add more here. We're tied at 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch from Major. Called strike 3. Just caught the inside part of the plate. 3 strikeouts for Mackenzie Major, but the Baycats get a run. And we're through one inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. We're tied at 1 here on Baycats TV.
1-3-0.
Fans, this season we are happy to announce we have brought back the in-game post roll for you here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Everybody please give a warm round of applause to our new in-game host, Kendra Doyle. Hi, Kendra. And hey, Mike is having some technical difficulties. So we'll get back to Kendra in just a moment and give you the Rock 95 Junior Baycats info instead. Rock 95 Barrie Baycats are giving one lucky vintage chance to leave honorary Rock 95 Junior Baycat for every home game this season. Kids aged 7 to 11 years old will have the chance to enter to win this exciting and unique experience. All they have to do is sign up online at rock95.com and listen to their favorite radio station for when the Rock 95 Morning Crew draws a winner for every home game this season. The prize consists of 2 adult tickets to the game, a t-shirt and team hat, complimentary burger or hot dogs, fries, and a pop, as well as the opportunity to announce the Baycats third inning up here in the public address announcer's booth. Sign up at rock95.com.
Second inning is brought to you by Wingin' It Restaurants, the great taste of adventure, as we welcome you back to Vintage Throne Stadium here as the Thornhill Reds step in the box here.
Third baseman number 5, Brendan Colley.
And it's former Baycat Brendan Colley here to face his first pitch, and it's a broken bat liner to second baseman. Starlin Rodriguez makes the catch, and there's one out.
Designated hitter number
Here's
1,
DH Harrison Lamprey. 1 run, 1 hit for the Reds, 1 run, 4 hits for the Baycats. Each team striking and getting on the board in the top of the inning. With Julius Hern, I'm Ben Davy at Vintage Throne Stadium. It's an exhibition matchup today between the Reds and the Baycats. The second annual matchup between these teams, somewhat becoming a tradition here in Barrie. Josh Matlow, of course, former Baycat manager, a former member of the Thornhill Reds and resident of Thornhill at one time. He's back for his 3rd season, and we'll talk to Josh a little bit later on here. Count is 1-1 to Lamprey. Zach Lamprey at short, Harrison Lamprey, the DH for Revan's Reds here today. 1-1 pitch, misses outside, 2-1. We thought Christian Mullen would work just 1 inning, but Josh Matlow putting him back out there for the second as well. Mullen doing a really nice job there with a pickoff and back-to-back strikeouts to get out of that top of the first. This one on the ground is short. Jansen scoops it up, makes the off-balance throw, plenty of time. And there's 2 away here in the inning.
I think it was really important for Matlow to get Mullen another inning because he was looking really shaky there in the top of the first, but he's really settled down here in the top of the second.
Oh, you make a great point, Julius, and just to get some confidence perhaps after that shaky start, and as you mentioned, he did settle down nicely, got out of that inning allowing only 1 run. The pickoff really seemed to be the turning point. He nailed Jonas Press, who had a little bit of too big of a lead at first. Made a great throw over to get him, and then the back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the jam. So 2 quick outs here in the second, and here's Mitch Sadovsky, the left fielder. Pitch is outside, and it's 2-0. Last year, the Reds scored 2 in the top of the first. Baycats scored in the bottom of the inning, and then Barrie added 3 in the second to take a 4-2 lead. But it was a seesaw affair with many lead changes back and forth, and it ended up with Thornhill on the top of the ledger. 12-11, the final a year ago. Baycats had the tying run 90 feet away in the bottom of the ninth. There's a called strike, and it's 3-1. Mullen gets the sign from Plumpton. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's inside ball 4. Base runner for the Reds with 2 out here in the second inning.
Number 10, Arhenis Paz.
Number 9 hitter is Arhenis Paz, the second baseman. So Sadovsky with the lead at first. 2 out here in the top of the second inning. Here's Mullen's pitch. Gets the called strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Curveball misses high, and it's 1-1. Mullen with a couple of strikeouts in the top of the inning, and Mackenzie Major with 3 strikeouts, despite giving up a run in the bottom of the first. Runner leads. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside, it's 2-1 to Arhenis Paz. Kravis bats, the center fielder, on deck, the leadoff man. Scored the game's first run in the top of the first inning. 2-1 pitch. Low, ball 3. Outside, and back-to-back walks here as Sadovsky and Paz are both aboard, and it's back to the top of the order for Kravis bats.
I think it's kind of ironic, Ben, that once we start mentioning that he's really starting to bounce back after a shaky first inning, he's issued 2 consecutive walks here.
Maybe we should just stop talking. Wouldn't be the first time somebody told me that. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the second. Here's Bats. Pitch from Mullen. Swing and a miss. Bats was up there first pitch swinging in the top of the first. Got a base hit and scored, as we mentioned, the game's first run. Christian Mullen looking to get out of this inning. 2 on, 2 out. Slow curveball and a bouncer got through the runner's legs. The second baseman, Rodriguez, makes the throw in time for the out. So the Reds strand 2 in the top of the second. And through an inning and a half, it's a 1-1 tie between the Reds and the Baycats. You're watching Baycats TV.
It's still 1-1 between the Reds and the Baycats. Second inning brought to you by Win-It Restaurants, the great taste of adventure. Hey, Kendra Reynolds here with a birthday announcement. What have you got, Kendra?
Baycats would like to wish a very happy 80th birthday to Judy Martin.
That's
Happy birthday, Judy!
Baycats statement. Always at the ballpark. Great to have you here, Judy.
Yeah, we're almost going to stereo, so it's ridiculous, man.
We're at Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater Township with Julius Hern. I'm Ben Davy. It is exhibition baseball between the Reds and the Baycats. Reds winning last year 12-11. Barrie looking for a little revenge here in 2023. And we're tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Tyler Plumpton, Brad McQuinn, Owen Jansen due up for the Baycats. Mackenzie Major back out for his second inning of work. Plumpton to the plate.
Catcher number 44, Tyler Plumpton.
Got it at 23 games last year for the Baycats and a terrific 351 average for Barrie. Second only to Owen Jansen, who hit 357. Malik Williams hit 357 as well, although just in 14 games, so less than half the schedule. But really, it was Jansen and Plumpton who are at the top of the hitting leaderboard for the Baycats in the 2022 season. Fans may remember Tyler Plumpton and James Anderson both had walk-off game-winning hits here at Vintage Throne Stadium, back-to-back games to start off the season in 2022. A couple of really exciting ball games as the Baycats got off to a fantastic start. 2 balls, 1 strike to Plumpton here. The long wind up and the leg kick from Major, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, hit on the ground, right back to Major. Makes the throw across, plenty of time for the out, there's 1 away. Well, Plumpton really just drove that ball right into the dirt. Not much he could do there, but Kenzie Major with plenty of time to make the throw. And Brad McQuinn, the number 9 hitter, will come to the plate. So Christian Mullen today threw 2 innings of work, allowing just 1 run earned on 1 hit. The Reds have stranded 3 this afternoon, and we're told Mullen is going to come up and join us on the broadcast here in the 3rd inning, unless Josh Matlow puts him back out there for the 3rd. You never know. Did a nice job getting out of that inning after a couple of walks.
You can see him here heading back to the bullpen there. I'd be very interested to see if he gets another inning.
Last year, Josh really gave as many guys as possible a chance to get some work in this exhibition game. It wasn't a matter of letting one guy stay out there for any length of time. Evan Souls was the starter last year and just pitched the 1st inning and then left the game for Juan Benitez. We're told Emilio Guerrero is going to be the 2nd pitcher of the afternoon for the Baycats, and he's tossing a little bit out there in the bullpen, I think. Perhaps he'll be out there to work the 3rd. On the ground, past the mound, and out of the reach of the 2nd baseman. Argenis Paz, and it's into center field for a base hit. So Brad McQuinn gets a 1-out single for the Baycats here in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Shortstop, number 14, Owen Jansen.
It'll be fun to watch Guerrero back on the mound, Julius, as he will return for his 2nd stint with this team, a former IBL champion here with Barrie before the 2020 season, and really that shakeup where there was a huge transition. A lot of players moved on, and kind of a regime change with Josh Matlow taking over in time for 2021, and kind of a new chapter in the history of this franchise. But Guerrero was a big part of those IBL championships in the latter part of the decade. He was here along with Ryan Rio and Branfi Infante. And now returning back to the Baycats here in 2023. So it'll be exciting to see him back out there on the mound. 1-0 the count to Owen Jansen. So we're back to the top of the order. Checked his swing. And the count is even he's ahead in the count, 2-0. Guerrero, of course, pitching for the Guelph Royals last year. So Baycats fans did see him just in a visitor's uniform here at Vintage Throne Stadium.
Yeah, Guerrero told us on Thursday night as we were talking to him that he was actually pretty excited to get back and get some revenge against his maybe not revenge, but he really wants to play well against his former Guelph teammates. He's really excited to get out there.
Always exciting to get a chance to face the team that either let you go or that you ended up leaving for various reasons. And we know with Hayden Jaco, he'll get a chance to face London again. Here's a called strike. Runner goes, throw down the tag, and he's out. Great throw by Patrick Orr as Brad McQuinn tests his arm, and he's caught stealing. 2-1 count. Jansen with a swing and a miss there to try to protect the runner. But a cannon from Orr to nab McQuinn at 2nd.
What we saw with Ryan Rio in the last inning, he had a really nice opposite field hit on a hit and run. as Rodriguez was on the move from first to second.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Owen Jansen. Rodriguez on deck, Rio to follow. 2 out in the inning. Pitch from Mackenzie Major on the way. And that misses low, 3-2. Jansen struck out in his previous at bat. You mentioned the .357 season he had last year in 34 games. One of the most reliable hitters for Josh Matlow last season, and he hits a rocket. Second baseman gobbles that up. Arhenis pass. Making the catch, and down goes Jansen. So Jansen retired 4-3, and that will do it for the Baycats in the bottom of the second inning. We're through 2, tied at 1 here at Vintage Throne Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV.
Third inning brought to you by Baytrim Aluminum and Siding, quality above all else.
Something fun you can say. Just say, hey Ben, this is from Tennessee season one of the game. I understand you're trying something a little different this year. I'll say something. Yeah. 29? I think it is. I'm about 90% sure. Announce him and see if anyone turns around and looks at you.
New pitcher for the Baycats, number 29, Emily Guerrero.
Welcome back to Vintage Throne Stadium here in this exhibition matchup between the Thornhill Reds and the Barrie Baycats. This third inning is brought to you by Baytrim Aluminum and Siding, quality above all else.
And it is an absolutely gorgeous Saturday afternoon here at the ballpark. 21 degrees, sunny sky, a little bit of a light breeze blowing in at the moment. And fans enjoying some free baseball here to get us excited for the home opener here on Thursday night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Zach Lamprey, the shortstop for Thornhill, will lead off the third inning. And it's Emily Guerrero on to pitch for Barrie. 2-time Baycat, former Guelph Royal. Back wearing Baycat blue here in 2023, and fans really excited about the hard-throwing right-hander's return. Certainly a fan favorite during the championship seasons, and he's excited to get a second go-around here with the Baycats this year. This one fouled off right side, and it's 0-2 to Lamprey.
Ben, you mentioned the Baycats blue. I'm really digging these new all-blue uniforms.
I'm not sure if you saw the video on the Baycat socials, Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, but there was one clip with the Baycat players coming into the clubhouse and seeing the uniforms hanging up for the first time. And the one that they loved the most, obviously, this blue one here with the name on the back, just absolutely great. As this one's lined into left field for a base hit. So Lamprey is on. But I think in the video, James Anderson was oohing and ahhing about his name being on the back of a uniform, which isn't common in the Intercounty Baseball League, but the Baycats with a new uniform apparel provider this year and able to get those names on the back of the jerseys. They look absolutely fantastic.
Well, it's really great for the fans, too. They can really feel attached to the players and you get to know everybody.
Yeah, when kids are looking for autographs or whatever, you're a little more comfortable approaching a player if you know their name. And yeah, it really helps the fans make a connection to those players. So, good-looking uniforms, and this blue is more often than not worn on the road by the Baycats. They had blue uniforms with a gold trim last year, and wore the white uniforms here at home. And the Throwback Thursday uniforms are going to be back again this year. The bright red that the Baycats wore back during the championship 2005 season. Fans love those vintage uniforms on Thursdays. And then I also saw a light blue, a powder blue, which I think is their batting practice warm-up jersey this year. Kind of looks like the Blue Jays powder blue. Which is a bit of a different look. Outside corner, a strike, 2-2.
I remember last year we started seeing some of the youth teams around Barrie. They were starting to wear all the powder blue uniforms, and they look pretty clean. I was really happy to see it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Down goes Press, and there's 1 away with 1 on here in the 3rd inning.
First baseman number 9, Warren Kember.
Julius, have you seen the City Connect uniforms that some Major League Baseball teams have been wearing the last couple of years?
Yeah, I've started seeing a lot of the newer ones roll out this year. I'm really liking some of them, especially like the Marlins.
You like the Marlins? That's a very colorful one. San Diego's is pretty colorful too, I think.
Yeah, I was really happy to see that they're wearing it in Mexico because it was a Spanish-themed color scheme.
It's cool that teams are doing that now. They're getting a little more creative with the jersey colors. Some of them going throwback with the retro look from 20, 30 years ago. And then every once in a while you see the City Connect uniforms. I think the Boston Red Sox had like a yellow one that they were wearing last year, which is so uncharacteristic for that team, but it was a pretty catchy color combination.
Yeah, I think a lot of the fans were actually saying they should start wearing it less, but as the season progressed, they started winning almost every game they wore them in, so it really started to catch on in that way.
So your favorite was Miami?
I would say Miami for sure.
Drawing a throw is Lamprey, and he's back head first. Well, I'm a Chicago White Sox fan, and I love the South Side jersey that the White Sox had. And I think they're wearing them this year, too, but it's just a black and white pinstripe. It looks really, really cool.
That one's definitely up there for me. I really like the South Side ones with the white pinstripes.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Kind of the old English lettering with the S, the White Sox S, but it says South Side on the jersey instead of Sox. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Emily Guerrero. And there's 2 down in the inning.
Number 4, Patrick Orr.
I don't know if you saw the Cincinnati Reds released theirs, I believe yesterday, and they look pretty cool. They're like all black, and it says Cincy on the front, Cincy.
Well, I'm excited to see that. I know the Reds had an alternate black jersey that they used to wear, but runner goes. Pitch is a called strike. Throw from Plumpton, and it bounces past the shortstop, Owen Jansen, and smartly there to back up is Starlin Rodriguez. So it's a stolen base for Zach Lamprey as he gets himself in a scoring position here with 2 away. Yeah, the City Connect jerseys are great. I hope they stick around. And some teams haven't done them yet, so they're probably trying to get all 30 teams in at some point.
I would imagine once some of the other teams that don't have one yet start rolling them out, I think they might start doing another different line with a different name.
The only team that I can't picture wearing a City Connect jersey is the Yankees.
I agree.
Because
definitely.
they make so few changes. It's the same Yankee pinstripe, same NY logo for 80 years? Longer than that probably. Swing and a miss. How about that? Patrick Orr strikes out. 3 straight strikeouts for Emilio Guerrero, and the Reds strand a runner at second base. Through 2.5, it's a 1-1 tie here between the Reds and the Baycats. You're watching Baycats TV.
BarrieBaycats.com/tickets.
I'm the only White Sox fan I know about here, too. I used to live in Chicago, so I had to pick a team. I picked the White Sox. I couldn't cheer for both. Even I'm not pessimistic enough to cheer for the White Sox this season. They're terrible. Unless you're a sucker who thinks you're a Bulls fan. Yeah. I'm in Minnesota, no problem. Are you going to come on, Sabrina? Or? Yeah, you can? I mean, okay. Well, you come on now because we've got another piece.
Oh no? This is meeting. I didn't want to interrupt.
No, just come on. This is meeting. You know. Scott? Hey, I'm Ben. Julius, come on in closer. We've only got one mic, so I'm going to introduce you. Julius is going to just talk about you. We just asked him if you're crazy. And?
For the Baycats syndicate camp.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about that? What the camp experience is like, etc.? You ready to run through?
Second baseman, number 4, Starlin Rodriguez.
We're back at Vintage Throne Stadium with Julius Hern. I'm Ben Davy. It is the bottom of the third inning, and the Baycats and the Reds tied at 1. Starlin Rodriguez was up first pitch swinging in his first at-bat in the first. He'll lead it off here for the Baycats in the bottom of the third inning. And Mackenzie Major back out there for another inning of work, and the pitch is inside, ball 1. A couple of special guests joining us up here in the broadcast booth, Scott Hutchinson and our friend Sabrina from Vintage Throne Barber Lounge here in Barrie. And we want to talk a little bit about a very important cause that you guys are helping raise some money for, Scott. You're with Global Coin Solutions, and tell us a little bit about what you're here doing at the ballpark this afternoon.
Yeah, so we are collecting donations in any currency. Everybody goes on vacation and comes home with something from somewhere, and what can you do with it? Nothing at all. So donate it, send a kid to camp. That's what we're trying to do here.
As that one's lined into left field, it's a base hit for Starlin Rodriguez. One out here to start the bottom of the third.
Now, I'm actually pretty interested in what kind of camps that you're partnered with for your fundraiser.
So it's the Sunday Kids Camp is actually for the Baycats Kids Camp, which we've been running donations for the last couple of years as well. And the usual, we have a lot of things at the stadium that we raise money for kids. We do stuff at the shop as well, at our location at Vintage Throne Barber Lounge. But we have a box booth now with Coin Solutions, Global Coin Solutions, where we're able to have a designated donation box where it uses foreign currency in order to raise money for the kids camp for this summer.
That's great. And this is this the first year you'll be doing this fundraiser?
Yes.
It's starting today.
Yeah.
That's awesome, and we can expect that this will be going on throughout the season at all home games for sure, right?
Yes, we finally have a box that will live here for the whole season, and we're really excited, and this is just the first day to launch it, but we're going to be doing a lot more things and a lot of other initiatives, including with Global Coin Solutions as well.
That's awesome.
What are some of the more interesting currencies that have come in even just today? Have you seen anything maybe a little bit unusual, or what kind of money is coming in?
Today, no, just because it wasn't promoted as foreign currency yet. But we actually see currency from about 160 to 180 different countries. It's insane what floats around out there.
Yeah.
It really is.
I'm actually kind of interested also to see, this is also, it's the only physical currency, right? It's not like any cryptocurrency or anything like that?
Cold, hard cash.
We're going to start calling you the cash man, Scott. How about that, eh? All right. Well, that's really cool. And I've got some Mexican pesos. I was in South Africa, and what's it called? Rand? Yep. Is that what those are called? Yeah, I've got those in a drawer somewhere, just hanging on to them. They're not doing anything. What a great play by the second baseman, diving across and unable to come up with the ball, however. So Rio with a base hit, and there's 2 on with nobody out. So I'll bring in my Rand and my pesos now that I know what you guys are doing. And anybody else with currency, any vacation that you've taken or whatever, sitting in a drawer, why not put it to good use and make a difference in the lives of these kids?
Yeah, absolutely. Any currency, and that includes Canadian and American. Anything you got from anywhere, it doesn't matter.
Sounds great. Okay, Scott and Sabrina, thanks for coming on the broadcast with us today, and we'll look forward to raising a whole lot of money by the time the season's over. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Well, that was great. Again, our thanks to Scott and Sabrina for coming on. That's an idea I've never even considered or heard done by anybody else before, but why not? There's a whole lot of money sitting in people's drawers and suitcases and stuff, and here's a great opportunity for you to put that to good use and really make a difference in the lives of some youngsters.
You'd be surprised of at least how many people I know that whenever they go and travel, they take some of the foreign currency just as a keepsake, but that can really go to some great causes.
So we got Rodriguez now at second. We got Rio at first. There are 2 on. Nobody out here in the third inning. It brings Christian Kuzemka, the right fielder, to the plate. And a 1-1 tie here between the Baycats and the Reds. And for his third inning of work here, Mackenzie Major. Kuzemka singled in his first at-bat in the bottom of the first inning. Righty-righty matchup here. 0-1 pitch, and it's inside. 1-1. Reds manager Nolan Revan is expected to join us in the fourth inning, and we'll talk to Baycat president, GM, and manager Josh Matlow in the fifth. And this one lined to center field, and it drops for a base hit. Stop sign is on as the ball fired back to the mound, and it's a bases-loaded situation with nobody out here in the third inning.
Third baseman, number 8, Barrie Baycats.
After the first couple hits here by Rodriguez and Rio, we saw a mound visit, and I think that was just to calm down Major. He's been giving up a lot of singles, especially up the middle in this ball game, and I think that one right there by Kuzemka maybe not helping his his ego right now.
Major has pitched out of a couple of jams already in this game, specifically the first inning where he was able to get off the field with only a run allowed, was able to strike out 3 batters in that inning. Love a strikeout here with the bases loaded and nowhere to put Branfi Infante. Infante went 4 for 10 in the playoffs last year, including a Toronto home run at Christie Pitts. As mentioned, Infante and Rio really exploding offensively in a high-scoring series between those two teams, but the Baycats inevitably dropping all 3 games for an early first-round playoff exit, and that has not sat well with this team through the offseason. They have been anxious to get back on the field as this one's hit to third. They're going to go home. The force out there, and out at first. A picture-perfect double play to get the lead runner and the out at first, and there's 2 away with nobody coming in to score.
Number 34, James Anderson.
5-2-3 off the bat of Branfi Infante. Rodriguez retired at the plate. Rio to third, Kuzemka at second. And if you're Mackenzie Major, you could not have ordered up anything better than that, Julius.
That was a very smart play from the third baseman. Not very often you get a guy at home plate on a force out.
Well, it was hit right at him, and he had all kinds of time and quick thinking to get that force out at home. This is shaping up to be, at least from the outset here, a low-scoring game between these two teams, and last year's game was decided by 1 run as well. So, of course, it's only exhibition, but you'd rather win it than lose it. And the Baycats trying to get their first lead of the afternoon. This one's skied high. It's foul territory and out of play. Over behind the Reds' dugout, and the count is 1-1 strike.
Well, I think even if they really do want to win this game, because that would give them a lot of great momentum for opening night on Thursday against Toronto.
And Toronto, of course, the team that has knocked them out of the playoffs the last 2 years, so who better to have for your opening day opponent than the team that beat you back-to-back seasons? And the Leafs, for whatever reason, have just had Barrie's number in the playoffs the last couple of years, and Barrie trying to flip that script here in 2023. Breaking pitch, and it's low, and the count is 2-1. Mackenzie Major's pitch count has to be getting up a little a little bit here as he's gone deep in some counts. And a 2-1 count here in this third inning to James Anderson. 2 away. Here's the pitch on the ground, weakly, and it goes foul. Count even now, 2-2. James Anderson, as versatile defensively as they come. He's been a guy that Josh Matlow's been able to plug into wherever he's needed. Plays a lot of outfield, but can play first base as well. Has handled catching duties. Really important part of this Baycat lineup. And he hits a high pop-up. First base side, fighting the sun and dropping it is the first baseman, Warren Kembert. And it's a 2-2 count as Anderson will get another life. Patrick Melbourne, my usual color commentator, is doing PA duties here this afternoon, and I just heard him say that's why you never write anything down in your scorebook until the out is actually recorded. And we've experienced that a time or two over our years of announcing together. So let's see what Anderson can do here. A chance to rewrite destiny. 2-2. Can he take advantage of the miscue at first? Swings and misses. No, he does not. Down he goes on strikes. That does it for the Baycats. They are unable to score after having the bases loaded with nobody out. What a job by Mackenzie Major as he gets the Reds off the field in a 1-1 tie. We're through 3 here at Vintage Throne Stadium. You are watching Baycats TV.
The Barrie Baycats. Cheer if you want it to be the Baycats. And because it's trivia, we have to give you option 2. Any other IBL team? Okay. No, not really. Well, let's hear cheers for the Baycats again. Back with more action in just a moment.
Welcome back to Vintage Throne Stadium here in Springwater Township for this exhibition matchup between the Thornhill Reds and the Barrie Baycats. This fourth inning is brought to you by Clarkson Bins and Junk Removal, the local source for simple, clean, and reliable disposal bin rental and junk removal services.
Top of the fourth inning we go with Julius Hern. I'm Ben Davy, and it's the debut of a lot of Baycat players here that we've been telling you about so far here today. And we mentioned also is Julius's debut on the mic here helping me with the broadcast today. 3 innings of sports broadcasting under your belt. How does it feel so far?
You know, it definitely gets the nerves out of the way. I think the first 3 innings are, you know, just a very good, you know, starter for me, I would say. I don't know. I'm getting more comfortable as the game goes by, for sure.
Well, you're doing a great job. You haven't walked out of the booth yet, so that's a good sign. You're still here. And it's a 1-2 count to Brendan Colley. Things will be a lot easier here on opening night Thursday when we have 2 microphones instead of 1, I can promise you that. 1-2 pitch, and it's foul tip into the glove, strike 3, and down goes Colley, the former Baycat, 1 away.
Designated hitter number 1 is Harrison Lamprey.
Harrison Lamprey, the DH, is 0 for 1 this afternoon.
Ben, this is your 10th year doing Baycats broadcasts?
Yeah, I've had 2 stints here with the team. I started in 2005, and that's why I'm so excited for you today doing your first broadcast, because I remember my first game in 2005, how excited I was, how nervous I felt, and none of us had done any sports broadcasting before. Game was on Rogers TV, and it was a new thing for all of us, so we just had to kind of learn as we went. But I'm doing something different here today. That this is a first for me in my 10 years announcing baseball. I'm calling the game today wearing contact lenses. And I was a little bit uncertain. I did bring my glasses as a backup just in case, God forbid, something looked really crazy. But it's actually pretty good. I can see the fly ball. We haven't had too many deep fly balls yet today, but my eyes are picking up the ball pretty good. Better than usual, I must say. So
Definitely helps with a nice clear sky out there towards center field on our vantage point.
2 strikeouts here for Guerrero as Lamprey goes down, and now Mitch Sadovsky to the plate. Anytime you do something that kind of alters your regular game routine, and players are like this too, you always do so with a great deal of caution. But the nice thing with the contact lenses, I've just got a regular pair of sunglasses on over top of them. Whereas before I would need prescription sunglasses, or I would wear sunglasses over top of my normal glasses, which looked ridiculous. So far so good. Haven't had a home run call yet though. Slow one to short, quick throw, and it's in time. What a job there by the shortstop. Making that quick grab and the running throw by Owen Jansen in time for the out. So another strikeout, or another out here in this inning, a 3-up, 3-down frame for the Reds. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning with Barrie and Thornhill tied at 1 here on Baycats TV.
From wherever you are. You can follow Baycats on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, or all 3 for all news, scores, and updates throughout the season. Follow the team at Barrie Baycats on Instagram, at IBL Baycats on Twitter, and search Barrie Baycats on Facebook. If you can't find any of them, just go to barriebaycats.com. The links are at the bottom.
Let's do it just like we did it last time. I'll introduce him. You ask him 2 or 3 questions, and that seems to work well. How you doing, Nolan? Good. Good. This is Julius. Hey, Julius. Fellow announcer. Nice to meet you. Yes. So they call you the Rev? Are you Rev? Are you a
now this is the Thornhill Reds, number 21, Chadwick Cameron.
I'd rather have a separate microphone and then we'll work on that. Yeah, okay.
Bottom of the 4th inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. It's a 1-all tie between the Thornhill Reds and the Barrie Baycats with Julius Hern. I'm Ben Davy, and this is kind of a unique opportunity. Being an exhibition game, we get a chance to talk to the managers here today. Josh Matlow is going to join us in the 5th inning, but here in the bottom of the 4th is Thornhill Reds manager Nolan Revan. And Nolan, how are the guys feeling about coming back here to Barrie, especially after the big win, the 11-12 game here last season?
Hi, Ben. Nice to be back. Thanks again for having us. It's a great initiative. They're doing something for kids to go to camp this year. Last year it was the Barrie Food Bank. So we're just glad to be a part of the Baycats in the community, and sort of getting a little bit of preseason baseball and some fun for everybody in the spring.
That's awesome. How are you? How do you feel about today? Is the vibe good in your dugout? How do you feel?
Yeah, feeling good. It's nice to play a close game so far. Baycats have been twice away from one hit away from sort of jumping into the lead here. But it was nice to sort of score a run in the 1st inning and feel like we can play with these guys. And it's a good atmosphere. There's a nice little crowd, and the music's going, and it's a beautiful day. So it's nice to be back.
Now, Mackenzie Major, he made the start today, went 3 innings. He got hit around a little bit, but managed to really get it together. He only gave up 1 run. How do you feel about his outing today, and how he can contribute throughout the season?
Max is a big part of our staff. He's a hard worker. He's always willing to take the ball. And the thing with Mac is he pitches to contact quite often, a lot of balls in play. doesn't hurt himself with a lot of walks. So I think today was, working out some kinks and a good early outing for him. I'm happy with his outing. Anytime, you can give up just 1 run over 3 is not too bad at all. Amateur baseball.
Tell us about your right-hander on the mound right now, Chadwick Cameron, as he comes into the game here in the 4th.
Chadwick, so he's been with us for close to 10 seasons. He was a closer in his college days, Tennessee Martin, Division I. He was actually in the IBL when he first came back from schools with Stratford way back then when they had a franchise. He's well-traveled. He's pitched some very big games for us at the elimination tournament each year. He's definitely one of our top arms.
You guys won the GTBL last year, if I'm not mistaken. What was that experience like, and what can you take from that going into this year?
GTBL championship was a great experience. It's always nice to sort of win the last game that you play every year. Only one team can sort of do that. It's sort of becoming a little bit of a habit for us. We've won 5 out of the last 8. It's a little bit of a testament to the program that we've put together here. We've got a lot of guys who are serious about playing and take pride in being ready to play, work hard all the way through the season.
Now, you have been the manager of the Thornhill Reds for quite some time, Nolan. How many years is this for you now?
I'm going to go with 12, perhaps 13. I'd have to look it up. Somewhere in that region, though.
And a really neat connection that some of our viewers may not know. Josh Matlow, a former Thornhillian and a former player on your team. What can you tell us about the player, Josh Matlow?
Oh, great hitter, will to win, great competitor. Played for me both as an 18-year-old before he went away to school, and then as when he came home after his years in Barrie, he did play a year with us here on this senior club. Great hitter, great competitor, and just a good teammate.
Now, what would be maybe something, biggest lesson you've learned throughout all your years managing the Reds? Like, what's your biggest takeaway over your years?
Probably, I would say, with dealing with men is just to have a very good open level of communication, sort of let them know what you have in mind and your plan for them, find out if it aligns with what they're looking to do for the summer. Our level's a little bit different than this level where guys are paying for baseball at our level, so there's a lot of communication as far as availability and plans and what you see for guys' roles to be. And I think if you do a good job at managing the people, the results will show on the field.
So I guess these guys really literally buy in to this team, and I think that's a great sentiment.
Yeah, it's something we take pride in. We've been working out indoors since late January. We start indoors once or twice a week. And these are guys who have all played a high level. Some of them, IBL, some of them above that still want to play competitive ball and just don't really have the travel time throughout the week.
Well, Nolan, obviously you're doing an outstanding job with this Thornhill team. I know they're lucky to have you and building a championship legacy, too. That's what it's all about. So thanks so much for coming back up here to Barrie again this year. Hopefully it becomes an annual tradition. This year's game a lot different than last year's, though. 1-1. We got a nail-biter here. Last year was a slugfest, so it'll be interesting to see how this one shapes out.
Yeah, let's hope it stays close throughout and both teams just get a good workout in, all their guys sort of some reps in and ready for the season. That's really what it's all about. And of course, the initiative of kids go to camp, we can't forget about that. Also something really important in the community because kids really need camp and things to do socially, physically, and mentally. So it's a really good thing that they're doing, and we're really happy to be part of that.
Thanks again, Nolan. Enjoy the rest of the game. Nolan Revin, the manager of the Thornhill Reds, here in this 4th inning in this 1-1 tie between the Reds and the Baycats. So a 4-6-3 double play. Plumpton grounding out to the second baseman, and Josh Tibbetts led off the inning with a single. So the leadoff single is erased. 2 out here. It's Brad McQuinn at the plate with an 0-2 count. Working quickly here is Cameron, the pitch, and it's low and in the dirt, 1-2. Well, great to hear about the success of the Thornhill baseball program and obviously the connection to Josh Matlow, and now this organization is certainly an exciting one, and a couple of crossover players too, as we mentioned, with Brendan Colley in the lineup today, a former Baycat. That's certainly exciting to see. And who knows, maybe we'll see some Thornhill players come the other way at some point and end up playing here for the Baycats. This one high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's really good, a great thing to see with all these guys at the senior level really, and like I said earlier, literally buying in to this program that they've built in Thornhill. And really excited to see as they keep going. They won the championship last year. Really excited to see how they progress throughout this season.
The other former Baycat on the roster today for the Reds is veteran Michael Cicchetto. You might see him come into this game at some point. Not in the starting lineup today, but certainly Baycat fans know him very well. Hard-hitting first baseman and DH. And former Toronto Maple Leaf as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here to Brad McQuinn. Chadwick Cameron works from the stretch with nobody on. Here's the delivery on the 2-2, and this one's skied to left field. Foul territory. Third baseman running over. Cauley out of reach. It's over the fence near the Thornhill bullpen. And again, we want to welcome Thornhill viewers here today, enjoying the broadcast on Baycats TV. Chance to see your ball club on YouTube this afternoon, and there are some Thornhill fans here at the park as well, so nice to have you along for today's exhibition matchup, both at the ballpark and online. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Again, the pitch on the way to Brad McQuinn. Here it comes. And again, he fouls it off to the left side. This one back into the trees. And that'll send the youngsters back there looking for a souvenir. Thornhill 1, Barrie 1. We're in the 4th. Lots of scoring opportunities for both sides, but the pitchers keeping this score low and close so far in this game. Here's the pitch on the way from Cameron. And it's fouled off again. 3 straight pitches fouled off to the left side by McQuinn, and he's doing a good job protecting the plate here to keep this at bat alive. I often tell fans, and especially kids, if you see a foul ball hit to one part of the ballpark, it's sometimes a good idea to just stand there and wait for the next pitch. The next couple pitches, sometimes they get fouled off there as well. I noticed that an awful lot. We'll see what happens here on the 2-2. And that one's inside, and the count is full. What an at-bat here for Brad McQuinn.
If you've never been to the ballpark, you really should come out. But if you've never been here, the fences down the lines are quite short, so lots of foul balls get out of play, and lots of souvenirs for the kids.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Brad McQuinn against Chadwick Cameron. Here's the wind and the payoff pitch, and it's ball 4. What a job by McQuinn. Gets aboard to keep the inning alive after the ground ball double play by Tyler Plumpton. And we're back to the top of the order for Owen Jansen.
Jansen.
9 hits for the Baycats this afternoon. They had the bases loaded with nobody out in the 3rd. Couldn't score. And they're still looking for their first lead of the afternoon. Here's Jansen now. He's 0 for 2 today. And drawing a throw is McQuinn, and he's back head first. The ball gets away. First baseman Warren Kembert back there to grab that and make sure McQuinn could go no further. And Brad McQuinn will need a little extra soap when he does his laundry tonight. Cameron checks the runner. McQuinn leads. First pitch on the way to Jansen. There he goes. Pitch is high. Here's the throw down from Orr, and the tag, and he's safe. In with a head first slide is Brad McQuinn, and he's in scoring position with 2 down.
McQuinn really got a great jump there, and I find it very interesting when some guys will steal a base and they slide feet first. You're really taking out a lot of momentum that you're building on the way to the bag. So great on him for really diving in there. You're really making sure you're keeping your momentum going as you're going into the bag.
Yeah, you make a great point, Julius. Here's the pitch from Cameron, and a check swing. He went, and it's a ball and a strike. The trick is with that head first slide, you want to keep that momentum that you mentioned and then keep your back toe on the bag in case you overslide it. And that's what you see of base stealers that are good at it are able to do so well.
Well, even then, as you go in, you can see yourself, and even grab the bag with your hands.
This one hit to the right side, and it's fouled. And the count is 1-2, so Cameron a strike away from getting out of this fourth inning. Good crowd here at Vintage Throne Stadium for this exhibition matchup. Fans getting excited for the season opener here on Thursday against the Toronto Maple Leafs, as they'll make their first visit right from the get-go as the 2023 season opens here in Barrie on Thursday. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Cameron, and that one misses. 2-2. Cameron going deep into the count here with these Baycats in the fourth. Starlin Rodriguez on deck, Ryan Rio to follow. Fans here today enjoying this gorgeous Saturday afternoon. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Jansen is frozen. And Chadwick Cameron gets the Reds off the field. We are through 4 here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Still tied at 1. You're watching Baycats TV.
Question wasn't difficult enough for you last inning. We've got the trivia crossword that we do annually at BarrieBaycats.com. You can do that on the website anytime and test yourself on how much you remember the 2020 season. Special guests, and you want to hear what they have to say too, so you catch that on Baycats TV.
Welcome back to Vintage Throne Stadium here in Springwater. This exhibition matchup between the Reds and Baycats. This fifth inning is brought to you by Ital Paving. For all your residential, commercial, and industrial paving needs, providing quality service for almost 40 years because you deserve the best.
Argenis Paz, the second baseman, will lead it off here for the Thornhill Reds, and a new pitcher on for the Baycats. It's Jeffrey Nunez making his 2023 debut. Of course, it's an exhibition game. We say it's the debut. The official regular season debut will be Thursday or whenever he ends up pitching, but on the mound wearing a Baycat uniform. And this one is hit to left field, and the catch is made by James Anderson, one away.
Center fielder number 8, Kravitz.
If you're just joining us, each of these teams scoring a run in their half of the first inning. Showing bunt is Batsy, pulls it back, and it's 1-0. Two balls and no strikes to Bats. Nunez, the third pitcher for the Baycats this afternoon. Christian Mullen working 2 to start the game. Emilio Guerrero coming on to work the third and the fourth, and now Nunez here in the fifth. Pitch from him on the way, and a big swing and a miss by Bats. Count is 2-1. Nunez, a key addition to this roster for Josh Matlow, gives him another arm that he can use in different situations out of that bullpen. Count 3 balls and a strike. Shortstop Zach Lampreia on deck. Nunez working quickly. 3-1 pitch, and it's a called strike. 3-2. Jeffrey Nunez with a leg kick. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. Kratz tosses the bat away, and he reaches base for the second time this afternoon. It brings Zach Lamprey to the plate.
15, Zach Lamprey.
So 1 on with 1 out here in the 5th inning. And the runner goes. Bats off with a pitch, and it's fouled off at home plate, and Bats will have to go back. That might have caught a piece of the umpire. He'll take a moment to shake that one off. Count is 0-1 here, and Bats goes back to first. He got a great jump on that pitch. Let's see if he tries it again. Nunez not paying a lot of attention to him, just focusing on the man at the plate. Here's the pitch, and a check swing. Back to the screen, and it's 0-2. Kravis Bats scoring the lone run for Thornhill in that top of the 1st inning. Led off the game with a single. Trying to get the Reds back on the board and back on top. As he draws a throw, Nunez with a sneaky move over. And he's back head first. Nunez looks over his shoulder, and now another throw. And he's back again. A couple of sneaky attempts there by Nunez as he was making that throw over before becoming set. Now he comes to the set position. Here's the leg kick and the pitch, and it's high. 1-2.
That second pickoff attempt from Nunez was quite smart, actually. I believe he probably would have thought that Bats was really unprepared to go back again, and, you know, very smart throw right there by Nunez.
One ball, 2 strikes, and another throw over. Should mention to viewers who may be wondering, no disengagement rule here in the Intercounty Baseball League, unlike what we have been watching in Major League Baseball this season. So unlimited pickoff attempts, just to drag the game out a little bit longer for you. You're having fun today, though, aren't you? I can tell you.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful day here.
Game is kind of slowed down here. We're about an hour and a half into this game. It's swing and a miss, strike 3. And Lamprey goes down. Yeah, of course, we've seen the pace of play really pick up in Major League Baseball as game time's way down from where they were a year ago. Runner goes, and the hit and run was on. It's fouled back over the screen, strike 1. That won't affect inter-county baseball games at all, of course, as none of those rules apply here. Pitchers that like to take their time out there can continue to do so in the Intercounty Baseball League. 0-1 pitch, fastball, and it's just a little bit low, 1-1.
Well, as we might be seeing in the majors with the pitch clock and the disengagement rule, it's very easy for runners to manipulate when the pitch is going to come.
Inside, 2-1.
And especially with the increased base size that we're seeing in the majors also limits the distance a little bit between the bags, so, you know, a bit more incentive for runners to make an attempt to steal.
2 balls, 1 strike. Nunez with the pitch. Runner does not go, and that one right over the plate for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, I've been told I'm somewhat of a baseball purist, and I kind of like the original rules, but every time a change comes in, I'm curious to see how it's going to affect the game. The pitch clock, as the runner's back head first. I didn't think I'd be a fan of it from the get-go, but as I've been watching some games so far, about a month, 2 months into the season, I actually don't mind the speed of the game being a little bit of a more brisk pace than usual. Just missed. Not by much. 3-2 is the count.
Now, Ben, the one rule we haven't talked about in Major League Baseball that's new this year is the limits on shifting. I'd like to hear your opinion on that.
Well, you don't see a lot of shifting in the IBL for whatever reason. There's the pitch fouled off as the runner goes. And I think a lot of it is just because there isn't a ton of information as at the major league level. Players have these, these cheat cards in their pocket and in their hat, and they know the percentages and all the sabermetrics and stuff. And obviously players here in the IBL don't have access to as much of that, and you don't see players making that shift adjustment nearly as much. So that hasn't been too much of a issue here in this league, at least. You will see players shift once in a while from time to time if they know a guy has a reputation for, pulling the ball or difficulty going the opposite field. But 3-2, runner goes, and it's a swing and a miss. Well, that does it for the Thornhill Reds. The walk to bats is stranded at first, and we're through 4.5 in a 1-all tie between the Reds and the Baycats. You're watching Baycats TV.
1-all, Thornhill and Barrie. To the next half minute. Fans, Baycats shop. This is your one-stop shop for all things Baycats. From jersey hoodies, t-shirts, hats, and pins here, Baycats shop has it all. Visit shopbaycats.com today or follow us on Instagram at shopbaycats. Number 4.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. It's the Baycats and the Thornhill Reds tied at 1. It's exhibition baseball here on Baycats TV. I'm Ben Davy, along with Julius Hern here at the ballpark. And a reminder, opening night is Thursday here at Vintage Throne Stadium with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Will be the Baycats' first opponent. Game time 7:30. You can watch it here on Baycats TV, or better yet, come out to the ballpark and welcome the Baycats back to the field as they kick off the 2023 season against their Highway 400 rival. Always an interesting matchup between the Leafs and the Baycats, and I'm sure Thursday night will be no exception. Starlin Rodriguez, Ryan Rio, Christian Kuzemka due up for Josh Matlow's Baycats here in the 5th inning. Chadwick Cameron back out for his second inning of work. In the dirt, and the count is 2-0 to Starlin Rodriguez. Rodriguez with 2 singles here at his Baycats return. Singled and scored the Baycats' only run in the bottom of the 1st inning. And what a difference a year makes after a 12-11 slugfest here in last year's exhibition matchup. Today we got a pitcher's duel through 5. Pitch from Cameron. High and outside, and it's 3-0 count. Cameron doing a nice job getting out of the bottom of the 4th inning after the leadoff single by Josh Tibbetts. He induced a double play off the bat of Tyler Plumpton. Walked Brad McQuinn, but then struck out Owen Jansen to end the inning. Both teams have stranded their share of runners here so far through 4.5 innings. Starlin Rodriguez holds the bat low, now raises it, and gets set for Cameron's 3-0 pitch. Here it comes. Called strike. Rodriguez thought it was ball 4.
Rodriguez has been taking all the way this at bat. He has not swung once. He was absolutely taking on 3-1 especially, but right there, that was a really close one.
Count is actually 3-2 to Rodriguez. And the pitch on the way from Cameron. Here's the delivery. On the ground weakly, first base line, and it's easily stepped on. Rodriguez didn't even make an attempt. He just sort of picked up his bat and walked back to the dugout. Had me fooled. I thought maybe that was in foul territory. It wasn't. And it's picked up by Kember. He steps on the bag for the out.
27, Ryan Rio.
Well, an exhibition game, but of course in regular season action, you want to see your guy run that out. You never know. Anything can happen. Rodriguez didn't even move. He just picked up his bat, went right off the baseline, and just went right back to the dugout. Ball was fielded cleanly by Kembert, though, so no harm, no foul. Here's big Ryan Rio to the plate. One out here in the 5th. Rio takes a fastball inside. It's 1-0. Now, Ryan is a big Toronto Maple Leafs fan, but when we chatted the other day, he stressed that his love for the hockey team does not necessarily mirror his feelings towards the Intercounty Baseball Maple Leafs. Which shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. And he hits this one hard. Second base, and broke his bat on it. Sounded good off the bat, but he broke it, and it's an easy play by Arhannes Paz to first for the out. 2 down.
Number 51, Christian Kazemka.
Christian Kuzemka is 2 for 2 in his Baycats debut here, and the newcomer's doing great. Rodriguez, pair of singles. Kuzemka has reached base twice, both singles as well. Josh Tibbetts is 1 for 2. So good to see the new guys getting right into the action here in this exhibition matchup today. I mean, you can look at it this way. The newcomers in the Baycat lineup today are a combined 5 for 6. So if you're Josh Matlow, that's certainly what you want to see. These guys fitting right into the lineup right from the get-go here. First pitch swinging, and it's skied to center field. And the play is made by Kravis Batts, an easy catch ranging to his left. So the Baycats go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. We're still tied at 1 through 5 here at Vintage Throne Stadium.
6th inning is brought to you by Beating the Odds Autism Center and Farm, where teaching is brought to nature.
Autism Center and Farm, where teaching is brought to nature.
With Julius Hern, I'm Ben Davy. We go to the 6th inning. The Thornhill Reds and the Barrie Baycats locked in a 1-1 deadlock here.
Leading off the inning, first baseman number 9, Warren Kember.
Evan Souls, the always reliable, hard-throwing right-hander on the mound here for Josh Matlow, the 4th pitcher of the afternoon for the Baycats. First pitch swinging is Warren Kember. He fouls it away, strike one. Souls got the start in last year's exhibition game versus Thornhill. Didn't go so well for him, though. He spotted the Reds to a 2-0 lead in their first at bat. Both runs were earned, 2 walks and a strikeout. Souls threw 29 pitches in his 1 inning of work that day. Patrick Orr drove in both of those runs with a single in his first at bat to give the Reds an early lead in the ballgame. Again, that was last year. So Souls with a chance to pick up an inning or two of relief here this year against the Thornhill Reds, and we'll see how he does. 2-1 on the way. High pop-up right side. It's going to be the second baseman calling for it and making the catch. And 1 out.
Catcher number 4, Patrick Orr.
Defensive change for the Baycats as Carson Burns is in the game at second base. Carson Burns at second. Starlin Rodriguez is done for the day. Burns making that put out, 1 away. Burns into the game at second. 1-0 is the count. I'm telling you, it's Burns. And it's a 2-0 count here. Patrick Orr with a pair of strikeouts today. Pitch from Souls. Called strike. 2-1. Evan Souls worked in 19 games for the Baycats last season. 3 of them were starts. 49 innings of work. 5.65 earned run average. A 2-1 record for the Baycats last year. That one just missed. Plumpton framing it. He wanted that call. And the count is now full 3-2. Plumpton giving home plate ump Preston Hughes every chance to ring him up, but Hughes not taking the bait. Here's the pitch, same spot, and it's strike 3. Well, there you go. Plumpton, like, we're going to get him with that pitch one way or another, and that's exactly what happened. 2 down in the inning, and Brendan Colley comes up.
Now batting for the Thornhill Reds, third baseman number 5, Brendan Colley.
Colley with the Baycats last year played 33 games for Josh Matlow, hit 200 exactly. And he's 0 for 2 against his former team here this afternoon. Count is 2-0 to him.
Sewell's really starting to work in his breaking pitches after really fastball heavy at bats the last 2 hitters.
And this one hit to left field, and that one is going to drop. Fair ball down the line. Over to pick it up is James Anderson, the throw in. And it's a double for Brendan Colley against his former team, and that's got to feel pretty good, as he's the potential go-ahead run here for the Reds in this 6th inning.
1, Harrison Lamprey. Couple of changes, by the way, defensively for the Baycats. Carson Burns is now playing second base. Dom Maria now playing first base.
That was the first extra base hit of the ball game for either team.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of balls hit to the outfield, Julius, for whatever reason. It's been a much different game from last season, which, as we said, was an absolute slugfest. Seesaw, back and forth, lead changes every inning or two. And a swing and a miss. Got a pinch hitter up here for the Reds. And it is Michael Chiquetto, the former Barrie Baycat. So he will get a chance to face his former team here as he takes Harrison Lamprea's number 7 spot in the order. This is the DH. Well, this could be quite a storyline here with Chiquetto, a chance to drive in a go-ahead run here. Former Baycats in the lineup here back-to-back, Colley and Chiquetto. 0-2 the count to him, though. Here's Souls with the pitch. And it's hit hard to left field, and it is going to just slice foul. Hit a long way, and it might have even cleared the fence, but well foul for an 0-2 count.
Domenico Maria in at first base defensively here in the 6th inning.
We know Chiquetto has power. Souls checks the runner, the leg kick. Here's the 0-2, and it's on the ground. Might have caught a piece of Souls. It's the second baseman up with it, though. Running throw in time for the out, and that will do it for the Reds. So Colley's double is stranded at second, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still tied at 1. Thornhill and Barrie. You're watching Baycats TV.
Heading to the bottom of the 6th inning, still tied at 1. One more note in that last half inning. It was Starlin Rodriguez out there in center field.
Thank you.
Infante.
Low-scoring affair between the Thornhill Reds and the Barrie Baycats in this 2023 exhibition matchup at Vintage Throne Stadium. Each team with a run in their half of the first inning, and that has been it so far. Pitching has been very good on both sides. Each team has had their share of scoring chances, including the Reds stranding a double by Brendan Colley in the top half of the 6th inning. Barrie will try to get their first lead of the game here in the bottom. This one hit to third. And the throw across from Colley to Kembert is in time for the out. Infante is retired, 5-3.
Left fielder, number 34, James Anderson.
James Anderson to the plate, Dominic Morea to follow. So just to recap those changes for the Baycats, Morea into the game for Josh Tibbetts in the top half of that 6th inning. Carson Burns into the game at second, and Rodriguez moving from second to center field. And Brad McQuinn out of the game. In the dirt, a ball, 1-0. Anderson hit .281 last year in 33 games. 1 for 2 today, drove in the lone run for the Baycats in the bottom of the first, bringing home Starlin Rodriguez with a single. That one's high, and it's 2-0. As a reminder, opening night is on Thursday here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Come see the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tickets available at barriebaycats.com or here at the box office prior to Thursday's game. Into left field for a base hit. James Anderson reaches base for the second time today.
First baseman, number 33.
So Anderson 2 for 3, and now Dom Morea will pinch hit for Tibbetts in the number 7 spot of the order.
The Baycats might be starting to figure out, Cameron, here. Each of the two batters this inning have had hot shots to the left side of the field, one to third base and one to left field. Really hard hit balls.
Cameron had retired 5 in a row prior to the single by Anderson, with one out here in this 6th. Fastball for a strike, 1-0. Mackenzie Major started this game for the Thornhill Reds. Chadwick Cameron, their second pitcher of the day. Manager Nolan Revin trying to get as much out of these two arms as he can. And he hits this one to center field. It's in the gap, and it's going to drop. And it's going to be extra bases, and they're going to wave Anderson around third. Up with the ball is Bats. Anderson comes in, and he scores, and the Baycats have their first lead of the game. It's an RBI double for Don Maria.
Catcher number 44, Tyler Plumpton.
That was really impressive by Maria. The way he was able to go the other way into the gap with that baseball. Line drive. Really almost getting to the wall there. That was very impressive.
Yeah, the outfielders didn't really shift on him, but no question, Bats was on the right field side of center field, and that took him a little bit longer to get over there, and by the time he could, that ball dropped and went all the way to the fence. So Maria with an easy stand-up double. Anderson running hard around third, able to come in and score. And the Baycats get their first lead of the game. It's 2-1 Barrie. Tyler Plumpton 0 for 2 today with a double play in the 4th inning. So it's the Baycats 2, the Reds 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch from Cameron. And this one hits to center field, and that'll drop for a base hit. Bats over it again, and it gets by him. Throws his glove, runs all the way back to the fence to pick it up. In to score easy is Maria, and that's an RBI double for Tyler Plumpton. Well, I'm not sure if Bat's glove flew off accidentally, or if he threw it in frustration, or if he was trying to knock that ball down by throwing his glove to prevent it from going to the fence. If it was the latter option, that of course is an illegal move. But it would be interesting to talk to him after the game and find out just exactly what he was thinking there, Julius.
I mean, even if he was just trying to have a little fun out there, it is pretty funny. Great. Would have been a very destructive or self-destructive gaffe if that managed to hit the ball. I believe that would be 2 bases if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I assume it would just be at the umpire's discretion as far as what, but anyways, I can't recall having seen that in a ball game anytime recently. You never know what you're going to see in an exhibition game. But it's an RBI double for Plumpton. He'll take it. And first pitch swinging is Carson Burns. It's an easy pop-up for former teammate Brendan Colley. Puts it away for the second out of the inning.
I do know that if you intentionally catch the ball with anything other than your glove or hand, like with your hat, for example, that's a 3-base. Like the runner would get 3 bases off of that.
Yeah, it would be illegal use of equipment, I assume would be the official description of that. But you see it, you do see it from time to time with catchers, and I have seen it before where they might use the mask to scoop up a ball that got away or whatever, and umpires are quick to call that detached equipment, I guess is what we're told the official call is on that. Thanks to Brian Backland for the help.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple times in the last couple of years. I believe they call it the catcher's balk sometimes, and it's basically the same as if a pitcher would balk. They would just give runners 1 base.
But have you ever seen an outfielder throw their glove before? I
haven't
seen that here. Coaching my son's team, yes, but not in the IBL or Major League Baseball from what I can recall. See if we can find Kravis after the game and ask him about that, because that's gonna bug me now, and I don't want to wait till next season to ask him. He'll forget. 1-1 the count to Owen Jansen. Jansen's 0 for 3. Big chance for an RBI here with a runner at second. Here's the pitch. Takes it all the way, and it's 1-2. Jansen with that .357 average last year. Quiet this afternoon, but no bigger at bat than this. Baycats up 3-1, looking for some more insurance against the Thornhill lineup that we know can score runs. We saw it last year, but they've been quiet so far today. Chadwick Cameron looks at the runner, the leg kick. Here's the 1-2, and it's fouled. Over to the trees, and another life for Owen Jansen. Starlin Rodriguez now in center field. He is on deck, hopeful for an at-bat here in this bottom of the 6th. One ball, 2 strikes to Owen Jansen. 2 down. Cameron taking his time. Now the leg kick and the pitch. Breaking ball high, and it's 2-2 now. Count is even to Jansen. Jansen has struck out twice today. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Cameron. And he sprays that one to the right side. It's out of play. Count holds at 2-2. The right-hander throwing in the Thornhill bullpen, but Nolan Revin would love to get Cameron the opportunity to get out of this 3-1 ball game here in the 6th. 2-2. Foul back to the screen. Cameron has thrown a lot of pitches today, just his 3rd inning of work, but Baycats have been working these counts really deep.
Definitely seen that they're really not afraid to take pitches and work a walk. Like, they understand that working a walk is just as good as getting a hit.
2-2 from Cameron, and it's fouled away again. And what a battle here between Owen Jansen and Chadwick Cameron. This inning started with a James Anderson single. He scored on an RBI double by Dom Maria, and then Tyler plumped it with an RBI double to bring Maria home. Baycats on top for the first time today. Now 3-1 Barrie. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Cameron to Jansen. Just missed. Ball 3, and the count is full. Great patience by Owen Jansen. Taking that breaking ball all the way. Would not chase, and now it's a full count. Plumped in the lead at second. Cameron with the leg kick. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. What an at-bat by Owen Jansen.
Some of those pitches that he was taking were very close. I'm very impressed with the way he was able to work that walk.
Well, it's a close game, and yes, it's an exhibition ball game, but they want to win, and that's why they're here, and it's still only a 3-1 game. You want to get as much insurance as you can, even though it's only the 6th inning. These are the opportunities you want to take advantage of. And we saw it earlier in the game with Brad McQuinn's at bat. He fell behind. I think he was 1-2. Took 2 or 3 really close pitches and was able to work a walk out of it, and that's pretty much textbook what Owen Jansen did. Held that count at 2-2 for a long time, and now Revin out for a chat with Cameron. They really want him to get this 3rd out here and not get to the bullpen before the 7th. I assume this is going to be it for Cameron after getting this 3rd out. We do have a right-hander stretching and throwing. And indeed, Cameron will stay in to face Starlin Rodriguez.
I think another thing that these Baycats players understand is, well, this isn't a regular season game, but the way they play in this game might dictate the way they begin their season. So practice like you play might be the mindset they're going with here.
So 2 on, 2 out. Rodriguez to the plate. He has reached base twice, scored Barrie's first run of the game in the first inning. And he takes a pitch outside. Looked like it could have been off the plate, but Rodriguez not happy about it. He's behind 0-1. Rodriguez was aggressive in his previous at-bats. Let's see his approach here. He's behind 0-1. Pitch from Cameron on the way, and it's a high pop-up. Will it stay playable? Over near the Baycat dugout. Catcher comes over, and it falls just out of his reach. Good diving effort there by Patrick Orr. Was off with the mask and not getting any help from the Barrie players, of course, over on that side. Made a great effort.
You gotta try and stay on them when they're doing that, right? Sometimes if you're out a little further, it's better than being too close.
So Rodriguez behind here, no balls, 2 strikes.
More space around it than there is being too close.
Chad Cameron takes a long, deep breath. He is in no hurry out there on the mound. Comes set. The hold. The leg kick. And the 0-2 on the way. Called strike 3, and down goes Rodriguez. A big out for Chadwick Cameron as he's able to minimize the damage. The Baycats score twice and get their first lead of the game. 3-1 Barrie through 6. You're watching Baycats TV. Six o'clock here at Vintage Throne Stadium in Midhurst. 4 o'clock ball game this afternoon, and a good number of fans out here soaking up some sunshine and enjoying this 3-1 Baycat lead. Exhibition baseball between the Reds and the Baycats. Sadovsky versus Souls. Outside corner a strike. Souls quickly ahead of Sadovsky here, 0-2. Sadovsky today 0 for 1, drew a walk in the second inning. This is his third at bat, third plate appearance of the game. Here's the pitch from Souls. Foul back to the screen. These teams trading a run in the first, and then Barrie getting their first lead of the afternoon in that bottom of the 6th inning. It started with James Anderson's single, scoring on Dom Morea's RBI double, and then back-to-back doubles. Morea and Plumpton. Plumpton bringing home Morea to give the Baycats 2 runs in that bottom of the 6th. Evan Souls back out here for the top of the 7th. Here's his pitch, change up, just missed. 2-2. Just missed off the outside part of the plate. Souls wanted it. Umpire didn't give it to him, though, and the count is full 3-2. Second baseman Arhenis Paz is on deck. Pitch from Souls. Ball 4. And a base runner to lead off the 7th here for the Reds.
Second baseman, number 10, Arhenis Paz.
That was a great at-bat from Sadovsky. You know, he was down 0-2, and he managed to work a walk after fouling off some pitches, so very impressive from him.
I think you had referenced Sol's pitch mix earlier in the game, Julius, and I was talking to Evan on Thursday night's open workout here, media night, and a good chance for us to talk to the players. And Sol said one pitch he'd been trying to develop was the slider. Hadn't thrown it a lot, didn't really have a good slider, and there was a game last year where it was a lopsided lead they had over Brantford, and Sols came into the game in relief, and Josh Matlow asked him, do you want to work on your slider? And Sol says, yeah. Matlow said to him, throw nothing but sliders then. Just throw sliders. I think it was a 10 or a 12 run lead. Great catch by Carson Burns. Over in foul territory to make the grab, and Sadovsky had to get back.
Center fielder, number 8, Kravis.
That was a great catch. Burns almost spun himself around to face home plate again to make that catch. That was very impressive.
Well, not his usual position either. Burns, of course, typically a shortstop, but he's in second base today in this exhibition game, so not a play he's familiar with making, at least on that side of the field. But he makes a big catch there to give Evan Sols first out of the inning. Just to finish that thought, Sols just threw nothing but sliders apparently in that relief appearance, did not throw anything else. Just as an opportunity to kind of develop that pitch and add it to his repertoire. Bunted, third base side, picked up, and an off-balance throw, not in time. Branfi Infante charged, barehanded, made the throw, but not nearly enough time to get the speedy Kravis Betts.
Shortstop, number 15, Zach Lamprey.
That was a smart play there from Bats. I think he recognized that the third baseman wasn't playing very shallow. He was playing rather deep, in fact, and managed to put down a great bunt, make the first.
Yeah, his speed and athleticism is really something else, and just saw in that at-bat there, he knows how to lay down a bunt as well. Not only moves the runner up, but gets himself on too. And he is the tying run here in this top of the 7th inning. Here comes Zach Lamprey, the shortstop now, 2 on 1 out. Big test for Evan Sols here. His team up by 2. Go ahead run at the plate here in the 7th. Pitch from Sols. Center field. Starlin Rodriguez, couple steps back, couple steps to his right. Makes the catch. Runners tag. No, they don't. Back they go as a nice throw in from Rodriguez to Branfi Infante at third base. Sadovsky stays at second. Bat stays at first. 2 down here in the 7th.
Right fielder, number 12, Jonas Press.
This is a big at bat here with 2 down in the 7th as Press has an opportunity with 2 on here. Try to chip away at this 2-run deficit and keep the inning alive. Sols goes off speed and he gets the called strike to start it off against Jonas Press. Press with 2 strikeouts so far today. 0 for 2 and a walk. Pitch outside, just missed. Plumpton framing it. Count 1-1. Home plate ump Preston Hughes hasn't given too many of those pitches off the outside corner today.
Nope, never does.
1-1, swing and a miss. High heater. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sols gave up a double to former teammate Brendan Colley in the 6th. Got out of that inning with a ground ball. Let's see if he can do it here. The 1-2 is in the dirt as he wastes one, and a nice job by Plumpton to block it, make sure the runners stay put. Mitch Sadovsky at second. Kravis Betts at first. Big at bat here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Sols checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. 3 straight strikeouts for Jonas Press, and that one gets the Baycats off the field in the 7th inning. Sols pitches out of the jam. It's stretch time here at Vintage Throne Stadium, and a little take me out to the ball game. Barrie up 3-1. You're watching Baycats TV.
takes the mound here for the Thornhill Reds, trying to hold the Baycats down. Baycats leading 3-1 as Ryan Rio leads off the bottom of the 7th inning.
Thank you, Julius. It's Rio along with Kuzemka and Infante due up here for the Barrie Baycats, up 3-1 as you mentioned. And Rio today 2 for 3. Pair of singles, one in the first, one in the third, and then a ground ball in the 5th. Rio, a long-time Barrie Baycat and an IBL champion as well. Very excited about the 2023 campaign. Eli Press will get his inning or so of work here today. First pitch to Rio is high, ball 1. Press, the third pitcher of the afternoon for Nolan Revin. Mackenzie Major started. Chadwick Cameron worked 3, and now Press out to work the 7th. We talked to Rio on Thursday night, and he mentioned the trip that the team took to the Dominican Republic last month, spring training trip, and kind of a twofold purpose. Gave the team a chance to work out in the Dominican, and it also served an opportunity for them to bring some baseball equipment to underprivileged kids playing on teams down there that don't have access to the same kind of facilities and equipment that a lot of kids up here do. And Rio mentioned to me what an amazing experience that was for him, and to see how thrilled these kids were to have anything to help them develop their game. Fastball low, the count is 3-1. Said he was amazed at how young players there can do so much with so little, and he was really happy that they could bring that donated equipment down for them to leave behind. Ball 4. Rio tosses the bat away, and it's a base on balls. And a big thank you to the many people that helped out with that, too, because I know a number of people were able to get on board with that incredible opportunity. Christian Kuzemka, his Baycat debut, getting a nice hand from the fans in a 2 for 3 afternoon. Playing in right field here today. He'll bat with a man on and nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Brad Fianfante, the third baseman today, on deck. Press with the pitch. And he's behind 1-0. Baycats scoring 2 in the bottom of the 7th to take their first lead of the day. Looking for some insurance here in the 7th. Pitch, off speed and low. Blocked by Patrick Orr. Runner stays put. 2-0. Pinch runner for Ryan Rio. Looks like that's Evan Souls. Pinch running at first. Foul back to the screen. Maybe someone can confirm.
That is Souls out there for sure.
Souls takes the lead. An unusual situation for him as he's called upon to handle pinch running duties here on the Ryan Rio walk. 3 balls, 1 strike to count to Kuzemka, and this one hit pretty deep. Center fielder bats under it, makes the catch. Souls returns to first, 1 away.
I would imagine this might mean that that's the end of Souls' outing on the mound today.
Well, Rio was in the lineup as the DH, so yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. It is an exhibition game, so we are going to see some things that normally wouldn't happen during the regular season, of course. But for now, Souls at first base here with 1 away in the 7th. First pitch misses to Branfi Infante. Infante 0 for 3 today. Hit into a 5-2-3 double play to help end the threat in the 3rd. He's way ahead of that one. Swings and misses strike 2. Or strike 1, excuse me. 1 ball, 1 strike. Infante has a strikeout and a ground out to go with that double play. So he'll try to reach base for the first time today. Hits this one up the middle. Shortstop to second for one. Here's the relay to first in time. What a beautiful double play that was. Lamprey to pass and over to Kembert. And second double play of the afternoon off the bat of Bradford and Fonte. So that'll do it. And we're through 7 here at Vintage Throne Stadium, and it's a 3-1 lead for the Baycats over the Thornhill Reds. You're watching Baycats TV.
Fans, a reminder that the next home game for the Baycats will be opening day. That's this Thursday evening at 7:35. The team will face, the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are visiting Vintage Throne Stadium. Tickets are available at BarrieBaycats.com/tickets or here at the ballpark shortly before the game. We're going to bring in Kendra Doyle now, who is here to talk about our newsletter. And Kendra, we've got a great newsletter available at BarrieBaycats.com. It's called Inside the Dugout. You can get your game-day information there. And for the first time this year, we've got stuff like exclusive wallpapers and stuff. Pretty cool stuff. When it comes to something like a baseball wallpaper, what would you want? 140? Yep, 12-0. 3-12-0. Okay, thanks.
Probably a new stadium. I like to see all the
So you can bring the stadiums to home. You can get pictures of different players, maybe your favorite pitcher, your favorite hitter, right on your desktop. All that kind of stuff will come to your email, plus the normal stuff like updates, scores, all of that, transactions. You'll have to see it. Inside the Dugout is our newsletter right here on BarrieBaycats.com.
Guys, who's 9? Guys, who's 9?
New pitcher for the Barrie Baycats, number 9, Aiden Russell.
Welcome back to Vintage Throne Stadium here. The 8th inning of this exhibition matchup between the Reds and the Baycats. And it's brought to you by Expedia Cruises in Barrie. Air, land, and sea vacations.
On a pitch for the Baycats is Aiden Russell. First pitch swinging for the Thornhill Reds in this 8th inning is Warren Kembert, the first baseman, and he fouls it out of play, strike 1. 3 runs on 9 hits for the Baycats, 1 run on 3 hits for the Reds. Sorry, 1 run on 4 hits for the Reds. Baycats with 2 in the 6th inning to take this lead, and they're hanging on here in this 8th inning. Swing and a miss. Out in front of that one was Kembert, and he's behind 1-2. Catcher Patrick Orr on deck. Third baseman Brendan Colley to follow. Aiden Russell, the left-hander, with a 1-2, and it's inside and high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. On the ground. And it's off the glove of the shortstop and into left field. That'll be the first error of the ball game.
Catcher number 4, Patrick Orr.
Owen Jansen at shortstop today. And a base runner for Thornhill with nobody out in the 8th. Patrick Orr with 3 strikeouts today. Swing and a foul tip for a strike. 0-1 to Patrick Orr. Russell with a scintillating 2.11 earned run average last year and 16 appearances for the Baycats. 17 innings of work. And this one is hit hard to center field. Ranging over to his right is Rodriguez, and he has no play on it. It goes all the way to the fence. Rounding third is Kembert. Here's the throw from Rodriguez. It's cut off. There is no relay, and it is an RBI double for Patrick Orr. And what a way to atone for an 0-for-3 afternoon. A big RBI double here to bring in the runner. and make it a one-run ball game.
Third baseman.
That's going to be a big boost of confidence for Orr because, you know, he's had a really tough day at the plate, especially going down looking twice. That can be pretty deflating for a player. So, you know, having an extra base hit's, you know, very promising for him. It really get him back in the groove.
And that will be an unearned run surrendered by Russell as the inning began with the error on Owen Jansen on that ground ball. So still nobody out, and here's Brendan Colley. Foul back to the screen. How bad would Colley love an RBI here? Hit a double in the 6th, facing his former team. If he can get a hold of one here, he can tie this ball game. Runner leads. Russell to the belt. 0-2. And the pitch is high. 1-2 to Brendan Colley. Colley got into the lineup 33 times last season for the Baycats. He pops this one foul over the Barrie dugout. And a nice catch by a fan.
We don't have enough cameras for that. Yeah. It's too much work.
1-2 coming up here from Aiden Russell. At the belt. Checks the runner, the leg kick. Here's the pitch. Fouled away again. Another one to the right side. That one into the trees.
Brandon Hillier warming up in the bullpen. He looks like he might be getting the 9th inning, or maybe even coming in this inning if Russell can't settle down here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at second is Orr. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout as Aiden Russell gets former teammate Brendan Colley 1 away. So Colley is 1 for 4 today.
Designated hitter, number 24, Michael Chiquetto.
Michael Chiquetto, a former Baycat and former teammate of Russell. Bats here with 1 out in the 8th. Pitch on the way. Got a piece of it. Stays at home plate. And it's 0-1. Chiquetto came into the game taking over for DH Harson Lampreia, who went 0 for 2 today. Outside, 1-1. Chiquetto did play 10 games for the Baycats last year. 21 at-bats. Hit just 143. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Chase the curveball, and it's 1-2. Chiquetto has been on both sides of the Highway 400 rivalry as both a Baycat and a Maple Leaf. In the lineup with the Thornhill Reds today. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Time is called as Chiquetto will step out. Russell had started his delivery there, and tough spot for a pitcher to be in. Got to follow through with that delivery, even though you know it's not going to count as a pitch. We'll try it again here with 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. Missed outside, 2-2. Inning started with an error off Owen Jansen, and that led to the second run of the game for Thornhill on an RBI double by Patrick Orr. He's still at second. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts, Colley and Chiquetto, ex-Baycats, going down
Left fielder, number
consecutively here, and there's 2 out for Mitch Sadovsky. Sadovsky has a pair of walks today, 0 for 1. First pitch from Russell, and he's swinging on the first pitch, and he hits it to left center field. It'll be the center fielder, Starlin Rodriguez, who makes the catch on that deep fly ball for the out. And that'll do it. So we are through 7.5 here at Vintage Throne Stadium. The Reds get a run, but they trail 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're watching Baycats TV.
Pitcher for the Reds. Living room.
New pitcher for the Thornhill Reds, number 33, Corey Levy.
Reds right-hander Corey Levy takes the mound and trying to, as the Baycats try to get some insurance here. They're up 3-2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning as James Anderson steps into the box to lead off the 8th.
Thank you, Julius. Baycats clinging to this one-run lead, and a bit of a different story from last year with the Reds on top 12-11. This year it's a 3-2 ball game. Much different situation here, but Barrie on top by a run at this juncture of this game, and Anderson will look to get the Baycats off to a good start here in this 8th inning. Watches the curveball, and it's 1-1. Anderson today with a pair of singles. Scored a run, the go-ahead run at the time in the 6th inning, on an RBI double by Dominic Morea. 1-1 pitch. Misses, and it's 2-1. Levy, the 4th pitcher of the afternoon for the Reds. Mackenzie Major starting it, and Chadwick Cameron coming on in relief. Each of them worked 3 innings. Eli Press worked the 7th, and now Corey Levy here in the 8th. This one's fouled over our heads, and a ball hitting right next to a fan who can reach over and grab an easy souvenir unless that ball fell all the way it did. Okay. He was looking at his lineup, and the ball landed right beside him. So somebody will have to retrieve that. I guess the maintenance crew will get that ball later on. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Levy coming up. Right field. Press over, makes the catch. One down here in the 8th.
First baseman, number 33, Dom Morea.
What an afternoon for Dom Morea as his RBI double brought home James Anderson with the go-ahead run at the time. He came on to replace Josh Tibbetts, the starting first baseman. Morea had just one hit with the Baycats last season in 12 at-bats, played in only 5 games. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. And he hits this one to center field, and it's right into the glove of Kravis Batts. Just held up a little bit too long for him. 2 down here in the inning.
Now batting for the Barrie Baycats, number 17.
Pinch hitter here for the Baycats. Number 17 comes up.
Marcel.
It is Marcel Lacasse. And Lacasse behind 0-1. Lacasse started the season with the Baycats last year, but played in just 6 games before heading off to the Quebec Frontier League. And Lacasse hits this one to left field pretty deep. Going back is Sadovsky, and it's over his head, and it is gone. Solo home run from Marcel Lacasse to left field, and it's a 4-2 Baycat lead. Welcome back to Barrie, Marcel Lacasse. And save a few more of those for the regular season for us, will ya? As he does the long, slow trot around the bases. That's about the slowest home run trot I think you could possibly have.
That was a very impressive swing from Lacasse. He managed to inside out that ball and go directly to left field, which is very difficult as a left-handed hitter to have some power out there. So very well done by Lacasse.
Lacasse last year in 6 games did not hit a home run, had a .250 average. But if he can bring some power to the lineup this year, boy, what an asset that'll be for Josh Matlow. Hopefully a sign of good things to come.
Especially when you can have guys, you know, come in pinch hit situations and be as clutch as that. That would be very, very good for this upcoming season. Absolutely.
Carson Burns came into this game and took over at second base for Starlin Rodriguez, who moved to center for Brad McQuinn. So Burns batting in McQuinn's number 9 spot in the lineup here. Burns last year hit .260, 39 games. And he hits this one high and deep to center field. Bats to his left, makes the catch. Down go the Baycats after a solo home run by Marcel Lacasse to add some insurance. It's a 4-2 Barrie lead as we head to the top of the 9th inning. You're watching Baycats TV.
Heading to the 9th inning now, right after this. Now pitching for the Barrie Baycats, right-hander number 38, Brandon Hillier.
Right-hander Brandon Hilliard on to close it out here for the Baycats in the 9th inning. Up 4-2 in what would be a safe situation, as this 9th inning is again presented by Expedia Cruises in Barrie. Air, land, and sea vacations.
Thank you, Julius. Hillier with a 1-0 record last year in 16 appearances, all of them out of the bullpen, had a 4.82 earned run average, and made some plate appearances last season as well. First pitch fastball for a called strike to Argenis Paz to lead off the inning here. Hillier last year made 9 plate appearances for the Baycats, as this one is skied to the right side, and a catch made by Carson Burns, ranging to his left, 1 out here in the 9th inning. Hillier was the starting left fielder in the exhibition game last year between the Reds and the Baycats, fans may recall.
Center fielder number 8, Travis.
Hillier was actually able to put together a 444 average through those 9 at-bats, not nearly enough to qualify, of course, in that statistical department, but him along with Dylan Shepard, when you look at the stats and you sort by average, Hillier was number 2. Fastball again to start it off here to Kravis. Bats 1-0. Bats today has reached base 3 times. 4 runs, 13 hits for the Baycats, 1 error. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Reds. No errors, and Bats hits this one to right field. Couple steps in for Christian Kuzemka, and there's 2 quick outs here in the 9th.
Shortstop number 15, Zach Lamprey.
So Russell and Hillier combining for 5 consecutive outs here against the Thornhill Reds, and it'll come down to Zach Lamprey, the shortstop, to try to keep this game alive for Thornhill. Lamprey today has reached base twice, a walk and a single, to go with a strikeout and a flyout, so 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Hillier's 1-0. Foul back to the screen. 1-1.
They can have point streak for that.
One pitch from Hillier, and this one hit down the third base line, and it's foul. The count is 1-2, and the Reds are down to their final strike. Just 5 hits for the Reds today. Stark contrast from last year's game when they pounded out 12 runs in a 12-11 win over the Baycats a year ago. The Bats have been far more quiet here this afternoon. Reminder, Thursday night is opening day with the Maple Leafs in town to kick off the 2023 campaign against the Baycats. 7:30 first pitch. 1-2 from Hillier on the way, and that one lined to short, and it's right into the glove of Owen Jansen, and that will do it. It's a 4-2 Baycat victory over the Thornhill Reds here this afternoon.
It's a Barrie Baycats win.
Well, a great all-around effort by the Baycat lineup, and a nice chance to get in a good number of pitchers here as well, too, for Josh Matlow, Julius, and just a prelude to what we may see as the 2023 season unfolds next week.
Well, I think especially with the Leafs coming to town, I think this team really wants some revenge, not just for last year, but even the year before that, the losses in the playoffs. I think this team, the Leafs have really had their number the last couple of years, and I think the Baycats really want to get back at them in a big way, and that would be great on opening night to get a W here in front of a home crowd. And tonight was a great sign of things to come. They're playing like it's just like it's a regular season game. I think the practice like you play mindset is a great thing to have, especially in an exhibition game. Game situations are always the best thing to have. So this team really believes in themselves, and they think they're going to have a great year.
Nice handshake at home plate here as the Reds will line up and shake hands with the Baycats, and the record now 1 win, 1 loss for both of these sides. This sets the stage for potentially an interesting rubber match next year if these teams decide to meet up again for an exhibition game. We certainly hope so. Our thanks to Nolan Hern and Nolan Rev and the rest of the Reds team for making the trip up Highway 400 to be a part of this game here this afternoon, and the Baycats prevail by a score of 4-2. 4 runs on 13 hits for the Baycats, 1 error, 2 runs, 5 hits for the Reds, no error. And again, don't forget, Thursday night, the Maple Leafs and the Baycats, opening night here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Tickets available at barriebaycats.com/tickets or at the box office window, 7:30 first pitch here at Vintage Throne Stadium. We hope you can join us then. I'm Ben Davy. Thanks so much for joining us at the ballpark. Good night from Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater.